Hey guys, it's George, aka You Mad Bro here for Card Runners. I've actually had a lot of computer issues recently, so I did have a big concept video made for you guys on small blind versus button play and 3-bet pots. But yeah, my computer's crashed, so that's been sent off to the wizards to fix, and fingers crossed they recover it, so I have to remake that video and I can share that on with you guys. In the meantime, anyway, as a stopgap, I'm making another live play video here. We're going to have the first half hour actual live play with me commenting, so it's more fast paced, we get more hands in, and the next half hour with more deep analysis on a video of me playing, so like hopefully there's something for everyone in there. I'm just going to have 4 table for now and see how it goes. Maybe I'll have more. I've got a mixture of 200 and 100 and a mixture of 4 ring and 6 max, so again, decent amount of variety. So fingers crossed we get some interesting spots. I'll keep an eye on the lobby and try and get on some 200 or 400 tables, because obviously there's much more interesting spots there. Generally speaking, we're going to fold pocket 5s on our board, which literally our whole range is better than pocket 5s. I think that goes without saying. That was also an ISO pre-flop. I'm not sure pocket 5s is a super high V call, but with the fish pre-flop I'm on about, and with the fish still to act, I think it's definitely going to be profitable. Ace Jack off. I mean, we could 3-bet to ISO the fish, but this is under the gun razor. Pretty wide under the gun razor at 24%, but I still think calling is going to be higher EV than 3-betting. And King 8 off. I mean, I used to defend all these hands. I've actually become quite unconvinced recently that they're profitable to play multi-way. I'm just going to go ahead and mark this here actually, and get instantly punished for my nittiness. Ace Jack, I think trying to showdown is going to be the best play. I mean, King 8, it's whatever. I just think we're obviously getting incredible odds pre. It just plays so badly, like it's just so hard for us to show down on like 8-4, 8-8, I don't know, 8 Jack 2 and win, and we can't even really call, even calling a c-bet that's a bit dodgy, and we obviously river the Jack, so I mean we're just going to go, I think just going quite big is definitely the best here. I think the fish will be quite stationary regardless of what size we choose, and obviously we maximise value from the random Jack bink on the river there. And obviously we're snapping that off and pray that we hold. Oh, just got to fade the ace. Oh, and now queen. And we do hold. King 10. I mean, generally I play quite 3-bet or fold from this position, but obviously with the fish and the big blind we want to adjust that strategy because the EV of calling goes up so significantly. So yeah, I think this is one of the hands which goes from being a 3-bet to a call for me. Obviously, like, fish can dramatically alter the EV of certain actions. Queen 8 is a very, not very loose, but on the looser side of a button open. I'm going to open it, just looking at the stats. King 6, again, on the looser side of a blind open. I'm going to open it looking at the stats. And 7-3 suit, we're going to defend versus a min versus a fish. King 10, I mean, we could float if it was heads up, but he's just c-bet into a fish's range, and fish love ace-x. So I doubt he's got many, well, I mean, like, I doubt he has many hands that are worse than ace-x here, so we're just going to fold. And 7-3 obviously going in the bin. It's interesting actually, I found now I've been playing some 100 NL this month just to start sessions off and stuff, and I found that the difference between 100 and 200 is absolutely massive in terms of skill level, and I mean the difference between 400 and 200 is also big, so but yeah, I think the jump is huge. I think the fish just love playing 100 NL as well, and I mean we're going to do a nice round number for them to lose, I guess. We're checking back 8 queen for sure. Fairly dynamic board. I think he has all the ace jack off and all the jack 9 off combos in his pre-flop range, so I mean, it's not like a kind of board where we can really push our advantage and c-bet on middle pairs for protection / value. So yeah, I think checking back is the best play. And we get pocket 10s on the button, which we're definitely going to play. See, now I think this is a spot where, especially at 100 now, you can start taking slightly explosive lines. I think once he's checked twice, I mean, he's very, well, he can definitely have other Queen X, but I think we have the best hand most of the time here, but there's not much value for us, so I'm just going to choose a tiny bet size for kind of semi-protection, get some spades to fold, get some ace-x to fold. It's definitely very explosive, I think it works fine. And we can choose that, and also we can choose that bet size of very, very weak bluffs as well, and we don't need many folds to make it profitable. So I think once people play their range in such a way that they just don't really ever have strong hands, we can get away with doing that. So we get 3-bet by Mau Mau John, who hasn't 3-bet in 25 hands. I mean, we're never folding. Is he only playing one table? Oh, he's hidden. Maybe he's not a fish. He's playing 36-20, which are reasonable enough stats for a regular, but we can get put in some very horrible spots here. I'm still going to call though. Yeah, this is probably one of them. He hasn't 3-bet in 25 hands, and he just insta half pots the flop. This is gross. Where's he from? Let's get some population reads from Canada. Yeah, this is gross. I mean, it's so gross. I think ripping is likely good here. He's gonna have all 16 ace king, so yeah, ripping's gonna be good. We get snapped. Backdoor club, boys. Oh, we can't quite boost. But yeah, I don't know. That's what I mean. Is a gross spot. Like if he was an actual fish. Basically, if I had known he was somewhat reggish, I'd probably have 3-bet the original opener anyway. But if he is an actual fish, obviously it's a snap call. But even if we think he's a reg, he has all 16 ace king. And then he's probably c-betting some of his like ace queen bluffs and stuff there as well. So I think ripping will be okay. But again, I'm not really sure. It's a pretty gross spot. And pocket sevens, I'm gonna fold. I think it's close. Versus mid position. Yeah, it's a gross spot versus that guy. He's 42 VP now. Maybe he is a fish. And we're gonna fold ace 10 versus a 3-bet. Just having a look to see if there's any higher tables running. It doesn't look like it so far. This guy's definitely a fish at least. Queen 9 off, I think, versus a min is going to be a defend versus this side, so it's going to be defending the big one, regardless of whether the fish calls. Difference with Queen 9 off and King 8 off, what we talked about earlier, is that Queen 9 actually has some potential. Well, he can hit it straight basically, or a very, very weak 2-pair. We're going to check here. I suppose leading could be an option. No, I don't think it is. I think leading's bad. I mean, now we effectively have both the regs be 100% of the time. And the fish. I mean, both the regs are still going to have hands they call. We could even go for an overbet here. I'm going to just choose a big size. Both the regs definitely have, like, ace-x hands, which they're going to definitely call me with here, obviously. 7-9 suited with the fish and the big blind is close. Because it's a video I'm going to peel. I think it's very close, but might be a bit spewy. But then there's some people who peel it 100% of the time. And obviously we're just folding once we get a c-bet on ace 3-3, which I would guess shouldn't be occurring too often. I know, it's kind of hard to guess about multi-way spots like that. Ace 7 we're going to open for sure. A lot of people ask me about pre-flop sizing, and I think it's pretty much whatever. Like for actual open sizing, like you can just open whatever you want basically. And I doubt it's bad as long as it's not like ace-x. But like I doubt that 4x is much different to minning, for example. King Jack off, we're gonna call multi-way. Ace-7 on this board, which is very good for the big blind. We're gonna check back. Like I said, like we only see bet our kind of middle pairs when the board is so good for us, we can like really push and bet large portions of our range for protection, etc. I mean, maybe this Mahjong guy is a fish, which makes me feel better about my play. He's 43-19 now, over 20 hands. We get bet into on the king, which is kind of good for us. Well, I mean, it's obviously a good card for us. I doubt we should be folding ace-7. I think he'll give up a lot on rivers as well. I mean, the issue is on this river, obviously, as with a lot of rivers, even as he gives up, beat us. So, yeah. But yeah, I think it's going to be a profitable call on the turn. And King Jack, we're going to call, not free all the back because he's c-bet into 2 people, but it's kind of a good board for him. And he's c-bet 62%, so we should get c-bet a lot. And then obviously once the spade comes on the turn, we have much more spades comparatively in our range than he does, so we shouldn't be getting bet into too frequently here. So I mean, it's good for our specific hand in getting us a showdown. And I think there's an argument for leading those turns, for sure, when you're in the big blind, especially multi-way. I haven't really looked into it enough to want to implement it, but I think it's definitely a possibility. We get the 4 flush on the river. I'm almost certain we're just going to check this hand down. I'm just contemplating whether we have... I mean, yeah, we definitely have worse hands. So we can bluff here with obviously all our 5-3, etc. And there's no reason that he won't have a fair portion of 1 spade hands, so we don't want to go too overboard. Although people, as a rule, do overfold these rivers. But yeah, we definitely shouldn't be bluffing King Jack. It's far too high EV to check. Far too high EV a check for bluffing to be better, is what I was trying to say. Ace King on King 9-4. Assuming he's the big blind. Weird. I'm just going to bet anyway. Got top pair, top kicker, semi-changeable board. Fairly big because we're from the super earlies. So our range advantage is bigger, obviously, than if we open the button. Jack 7 versus this massive raise. I'm still going to defend, but I think it's quite close. King 2, we can free bet occasionally, I guess. I normally go with cool. Blind me blind. 10-7, we're going to fold. Flop a Jack on Jack 8-3. Yeah, cool is the only option, only play really. And then check Puke if he bets again. I think is probably a fold. King 2 with a backdoor nut flush draw and gut shot. Couldn't hate a raise here. I'm just gonna call this time. Open King 9. We're normally raising buttons, but just going a bit bigger here because of this somewhat fishy character in the blinds. Sorry if you're watching Mau John and you're actually... I'm actually distributing you here. We also have a gut shot here with the Jack 7 as well, but it's just like... I don't know. We have so many pairs of 1 diamond in them which are better calls. And yeah, I just don't think it's going to be good for us. I don't think it's going to be a good call on the turn. We don't know much about Manuel John yet. I'm going to assume that c-betting a third is going to show a profit here. So now I have to think about betting with King 2 on the turn, and obviously fall into a raise. I'm gonna check back. Basically, I think like we have plenty of other hands to bet with on the turn. I don't think people will massively over check fold when it's Ace 5-3. I think like for example like all of our 6-7, like all of those kind of hands like 7-8 of clubs or whatever we floated are going to be better bets on the turn. I mean 7-8 of clubs is a pretty garbage bet on the turn actually. But we've obviously got spades, etc. King high has got some degree of showdown value. So I'm actually just going to check this down. And he has trips, which is... I think betting the river is probably going to be better for him than checking there. I mean, it's not like he can check raise of Ace 4, so I expect betting to show more profit. Jack 9 versus small blind check back, 10-7 open. We're going to fold Jack 9 even to a min. Pock 4s versus a fish. I think we're just going to try and take to showdown. Generally against fish, like the only time I try and like kind of bet these really merged hands. I don't know, like most fish just have they play enough made hands passively that you can't just like bet out of these hands. And also the fact is they'll call with any gut shot on the turn. So I'm not saying you can bet with protection here versus a reg either on the turn, but I just think versus fish it makes it even worse. Try and find another table because it looks like that top one's breaking and we somehow win with the pocket 4s. What's happening here? There's not much action going on at the moment. King Jack, we're going to free bet. I'm pretty much playing free bet or fold from the button at the moment unless a fish is there, just something I'm experimenting with. I think it works quite well. Free bet or fold from pretty much every position actually apart from the big blind. Also, well, I think pocket 10's a full bet for sure. And King. Talking about, I think people struggle to defending to full bet, so we'll just quickly go through that. But I mean, we're gonna fold King Jack off. Cut starts. I was just switch. We're gonna fold King Jack off. I think like suited connectors, suited broadways are definitely gonna be profitable calls. And obviously pairs, and obviously we can defend sometimes by raising. So yeah, those are the hands we're going to continue with against the 4-bet. And Jack 10 off in the cutoff, we're going to open. We're obviously hoping for a fold here with pocket 10s. But again, it's not like all options are profitable for us. I just think that's the most profitable. And then I'm going to play kind of... yeah. I mean, I don't think even just jamming here is a bad play. I'm just going to third pot and then just jam the turn. I think with pocket 10s, explicitly, we'd never want to ever... I don't actually know what happened in the 7-8 suited hand, so forgive me if I made a bad play there. With pocket 10s explicitly, we don't want to check back there, it's just too vulnerable. And I'm going to let him play his button and then leave, because I'm rubbish at 6 max. And obviously we're going to continue with the flush draw on a pair. And we boost 2 pair. We're going to... I'm going to bet here against the fish for kind of like some kind of mergey protection. Maybe I could just go a bit smaller. We're going to call King Queen off heads up. Okay, this is an interesting one. It's so hard not knowing if this guy's actually a fish or not, but we've got such a vulnerable hand, and the SPR is so gross. I'm not sure if I want to raise it or not. I'd help if I need the pre-flop action. I think we raise and then check called. I'm just going to check call again. I could definitely... The issue is ripping is so big on the turn there, and any other raise size is a bit nonsensical. So yeah, so let's see what he had. He had ace king. I think we'd win a lot of money if we raise on the turn. We'll talk about that one in a second. 9-8 we're going to fold. Queen king, when it runs out like this, I think we're going to bluff. We could even overbet, but we're going to go that size. I think when it runs, like checking down the queen king high is definitely a good play on most runouts, but when it runs out in a way in which we literally have no other potential bluffs, I think it definitely becomes a bet. I'm not sure what kind of character this guy is. Seems like some kind of rogue. Okay, so the 7-8, what actually happened? I think I was a pre-flop raiser, in which case c-betting probably is more profitable against the fishier character. Yeah, I was. Yeah, that hand was kind of butchered because I wasn't really sure what happened all through. It's just so hard not knowing like how big a fish he is, whether check raising the turn is going to be a better play. Like against a reg, check raising the turn is going to be somewhat suicidal, I expect. Maybe not in that exact position, because they don't really have any ace-8, ace-7, but... Yeah, anyway, obviously runs the flush and we check down. Bonus and tilt says play or leave, big threat there. We'll choose play option. Can't be cowed by these bullies. Mau John, it appears, is a fish. 50-14, I think is enough to conclude that. I think this guy's some kind of reg, so I'm just going to label him yellow. Yellow is unsure, could be bad. A future reference, blue is fish. And I'm going to finally give Mau John the fish label. We 3-bet and get this board, which is obviously... the 3 and 4 connected are kind of better for him, but I still think this board... better than an absolute blank board, I mean, but I still think this board's much better for us as a pre-flop 3-better, given that he's just like binned in all of his ace-king... pocket kings, pocket queens, pocket jacks, pocket aces, etc. So I think we have a big advantage, so I'm going to c-bet very wide for a third pot. And we get a raise, which I think is very bad. I don't think you want to be raising as the in-position player in these spots at all. I think a lot of people kind of adjust to the wide third pot c-bet by doing that, and I think it's very, like, just not good. I think maybe if you have 4-3 suited it explicitly, it might be the best play. But yeah, I think as a general adjustment it's bad. I mean, obviously we're going to fold this hand. But we just have so much to continue with. I mean, we're obviously not folding a flush draw, we're obviously not folding any pair. Forking off. Forking off is an exploitative open if we do open it blind. I think we 3-bet this, and again, it's a similar board to the last one, but even better for us, in fact, but way better for us, so I think c-betting everything for a third here is definitely going to be correct. Assuming we did 3-bet it. If we didn't, and we've made a very bad play. 6 on the turn doesn't really change much. Like, if we... And obviously we've c-bet our entire range, so we don't have, like, a strong range here, comparatively, but we still have, like, a big nut advantage with all of our overpairs. And 6 on the turn isn't, like, a big 2-pairing card, or, like, a big card which significantly alters that, so I'm still going to c-bet. I'm still going to barrel quite wide here. And obviously, this hand is going to be in that range. Why are no tables running? I've got 100 on L table, which I can just pop on. So instead of playing free-handed with these guys. 4 jack off is going to be too, well, obviously much too wide, might be blind. 7-5 off also. And ace-9 suited is obviously an open. Yeah, I've experimented with 3xing buttons and minning buttons, and I think it's just you can choose whichever one you want. I've decided on minning for now. The higher stakes I play, the more inclined I am to go bigger, because I don't think my post-flop edge is anywhere near as big. But yeah, so in this video, because it doesn't look like I'm ever getting a 400 table this time of day. So yeah, we're gonna min. King 10 off. I don't actually ever free bet this hand. I'm not sure if I should or not, but I just tend to call it. I think it's fine to just call it all the time though. And we get 6-4-5, which is way better for us. But then we have king high, and we have no backdoors, so we're just gonna check back. If someone was really bad, I guess we could exploitively stab. King high is a fairly decent showdown, but the reason I keep saying stuff like we have king high, so we're gonna check, is just to reiterate. Just the EV of checking back is obviously so much higher when we have king high than 8 high, because obviously we have some chance of winning a showdown, and also obviously the turn is more likely to pair us. If the turn pairs us and we have king high, it's a much higher EV card for us than if the turn pairs us and we have 8 high. So basically, the higher EV the check is, the less inclined you are to make a kind of like random stab on the flop, because you're not obviously saying, can I make a plus EV bet here? You're saying, is betting the best option here? And if checking is a really good option, then it's hard for betting to be better than it. When you have a bluff, at least. 9-6 off. Probably should go in the bin. This guy's opening 59% of small blinds though, and it's a video, so we're gonna play and see what happens. And that is why we play 9-6 off in a video, boys. And I think with this kind of vulnerable made hand, getting more money into the pot is definitely best, especially when, I mean, this board is very much a better board for the big blind than the small blind, I think, or at least it's one of the best boards for the big blind. So I mean, like, yeah, if he is going to elect to see a heavy c-bet strategy here, we should be raising a lot, and even if he isn't, I think we should be raising this specific hand. Maybe with like pocket 5s, we can call pocket 7s, pocket 8s even. But I think with a vulnerable made hand like this, we should be raising. We get 7 on the turn, which isn't like anywhere close to a good card for us. We're just thinking about what kind of hands he's c-betting with. And we blocked the 7-6 of diamonds as well. Not sure how relevant that is at all, really. I think given our hand, I'm just going to bet again. It's just whether we check back rivers or not, basically. I think I'm going to bet again, though. I think there's lots of hands which will, if we get raised, I think, I just doubt we get raised very often. We get fold. I think that betting again, I don't know, it just depends if he's like bet calling aces or something on the flop, but I just expect most people to either check it or bet fold it. So I'm assuming his range is lots of kind of like one pair straight draw hands, like 7-9 for example, and so I just think for that reason that betting the turn is going to be a good option. I think I probably might be checking back a lot of rivers there though. That might be far too nitty. King 5. Can free bet this sometimes, and because it's a video and he seems to be folding 65% of free bets, we're going to free bet it. Wow, I've literally not the foggiest what's going on here, but I'm probably just going to get stacked by aces. I think just ripping it's going to be the best play. I'm not really sure, like, this guy does seem like a super aggro fish, so maybe this guy has queen sometimes. It's just ridiculous to call, and when he's free betting 23%, I also don't think we can fold. Like, even if this guy just has queens and folds, I think it's going to be good for us, and we get snaps and there's a queen on a flop, so it's not the greatest. And he has the ace boys anyway, so we don't even save the EV line. But yeah, I don't know. When he's free betting 23% of the time, like, the issue is, the only issue is the sizing he chooses, basically. Like, if he just jammed it in, I'd be snap calling, obviously. But when we go, what is it? 3. I don't know, maybe I treat 100 a bit too much like play money. When he's free betting 5% and he chooses to min 5 bet out of position, maybe we can just get away from pocket kings there. But oh well, that is the way the cookie crumbles. Yeah, no, I don't know. Just the fact this guy's like just an aggro maniac means that I think it can't be a disaster to Cal King is in. But then, like I said, it might just be the case that he never ever chooses that size of anything except aces, but oh well. It's his loss in the long run. Queen 7 off is an exploitative open. I'm just going to open it because I expect it's full range. I expect people to fold too much. There's a quote for everyone. This guy looks like a fish at least. Got 5 more minutes left anyway of this format. And then I will record a short segment and do some deeper talking of the individual hands. This might be one of the first videos I've actually managed to lose money in. So at least that's one for the books. Alright, we should get to play both these hands anyway at least. Yeah, so 9 queen off versus some kind of fishy character we're going to play for sure. And 7 jack suited. It's kind of close whether ISOing or court checking here is going to be the higher EV play. I think I'm going to go with check though. Yeah, again, it's like pretty much impossible to know. With one pair and some backdoor straight draws versus that c-bet size, we're definitely going to call. And we're going to just try and show down this 7 jack. And now we're going to fold and see overbets the turn. And obviously we're going to free bet the fish with ace king suited. And we get cold called and we somehow get this. The dream. So I'm torn here whether to play the vacuum play of just betting. Or obviously a cold caller is going to have a much stronger range than the individual free better against a fish. So with that in mind, I think like checking as a default is a good play. It's just because it's full ring and it's kind of tempting to play in a vacuum sometimes, but I'm just going to check. I think like we have plenty of I don't know, maybe okay, I've decided now I should be betting this hand, and given that with that in mind, I'm just going to check raise it. Check raising looks so strong though. I think betting this hand is definitely the better play, and checking like more invulnerable hands like aces and kings is going to work better. But I'm just going to check call this, and if he bets again, just check down the turn. But yeah, I think definitely having a big checking range on the flop is going to be correct, given that we're free betting the fish super wide, and he's obviously not calling us as wide as we're free betting. Obviously, there's the on the ace king 5. There's like the kind of capped side of things as well. But I think in his position, he can literally be completely uncapped if he wants, because obviously playing with the fish in position in a multi-way free bet pot, even with pocket aces and kings, is quite an appealing prospect. So now we're going to go ahead and bet. I think. Yeah, I think betting is going to be correct. Probably the only issue is we literally don't really rep many bluffs, but I still think he's going to have a hard time folding ace queen or ace 10. And when we check, we also don't rep many folds, so it's not like he has a massive incentive to get out of line with his bluffs versus the check. I'm a bit unsure on that hand, really, to be honest. I think I might have made a big mistake there. Like, I just can't really see any bluffs in our range that check call the flop, then bet the river. But I also can't really see any bluffs in his range. Like, we rep like ace jack kind of hand so hard, ace 3, ace 4, ace 4. And I'm inclined to say that he won't try and bluff us off that after he's checked back the turn. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe we're better just checking and like reducing the EV of his value bets. I don't know. Maybe I should have just chosen a super small size and hope he makes some hero. But yeah, I think betting the flop's definitely best here. Eskimo Fox is a reg. I don't know why I'm labels that. Well, just about a reg anyway. And I'm going to overcall 8-10 suited versus a fishy character on the button. It's probably a bit spew versus 4x, but last hand of the video. So we're going to play these jacks in this ace-10, then call it 8-10, then call it the a day for the first half of the video. Open-ender, no backdoor flush draw. It's basically dependent on here whether I think he'll fold ace-2 or not. I guess he probably will. I think he's gonna be. It can't be bad to bet anyway, but I think checking back could be better. We get free bet by 6.7% free bet from the big blind, so I think it's a clear call. And he's some kind of fish anyway. He's playing 2 tables. We get check 2 here. His check fold is 0, but I have a sample of 2. I'm going to assume that betting smallish is going to show a profit here. Or at least, I mean, show a profit, at least be better than checking. We ISO the pocket 8s and get cooled by the fish and the reg. Sell next hand actually on all of these. Once we get a diamond on the turn, I'm definitely going to check back pocket jacks. Although against a fish, we could make an argument for betting again. It's kind of gross. I'm betting again to get value from like 1 diamond hands, or like at least stop them realizing free cards. I'm just going to check back there, and I'm going to check with 8s here as well. And we're going to give up here. And so yeah, we'll see it. We're obviously folding his hand now. Even though all of his bluffs will just hit a pair. 8s we have straight draw, pair, flush draw, and it's tiny. I think it's just about going to be an okay call. Our flush was obviously quite crap. I think it's an okay call. I don't think I want to be bluffing here versus a check. I think I just got to hope that I can win against like 7-6. I think it's hard for us to win, but I also think we get called a lot when we bet. So yeah. Anyway, so that was the first half of the video. I'm going to record more footage now around the same tables, and then the second half will be playing back and commentating over that. So cheers guys, and hopefully you enjoyed the video.